So Harley Davidson has lost my business. I seen this article written by a millennial, and it was very interesting, the reasons why he said he loved Harley, but he would no longer purchase a motorcycle from them. Now, we know Harley Davidson has been having a real tough time with the younger generation. I might argue all motorcycle companies have, because the new generation of rider really doesn't, how can I say it, put an emphasis on culture, but reliable transportation. And this reversed everything that these motorcycle manufacturers know. Like Harley Davidson, it was the culture, it was the rallies, the ride, togetherness, where younger people, they just want to make sure it's cheap to ride. And that's why you see a lot of the Japanese and some other manufacturers really honing the market for 10K or less. Now, I got a lot of pushback on my, how can I say it, viewpoint of the 2023 Harley lineup, and especially the Sportster S, where they wanted about 17 grand after all, you know, the dealership tack-ons, all that good stuff, where that's out of reach for somebody that is looking for cheap, reliable transportation, especially in these times. But I wanted to take a look and dive deeper into this subject. One that is very interesting and kind of a wake-up call to Generation X, the baby boomers, because we do have different ideology when it comes to motorcycling. So let's take a look here. First one is, there is one thing I cannot control. And HD doesn't seem to be making any effort to correct it. And that's the image and culture associated with riding a Harley Davidson. That is the first time I actually sat there and said, damn, let's sit here and listen to this. What about the culture doesn't the new generation like? And the go on number 2, it says, ride what you want. You're right, it shouldn't, but it does. Perhaps it was seeing one too many Harley Davidson t-shirts on any of the many cops television criminals, or mugshots from last week's methamphetamine arrest, or possibly even the 2 big national biker events that appear to be more about furthering the tough guy image than actually enjoying motorcycles themselves. Perhaps it was the infamous South Park episode detailing HD riders. Harleys are loud, irritating, and obnoxious ruffians. And then he goes into about Sons of Anarchy. Does he have a point there? You got to remember, in the 1970s, Honda came out with the slogan, only nice people ride Hondas. And that's where Harley Davidson, on the other end, started promoting the rebellious, the outlaw of society, and a lot of their marketing ad campaigns went towards that. And that worked basically up to my generation. 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. I think Harley Davidson spiked in sales up until 2008, but we also got to remember it was a recession back then. But sales never recovered. So, should they have changed their marketing strategy earlier? Because you got to remember, the early 2000s, you had your shows like American Chopper, all that good stuff. But when you step back and look at it and say to yourselves, well, they're looking for cheaper transportation rather than an image, and here you have a company that was late to the party to promote the sport of motorcycling instead of a culture, that's driving people like the one who wrote this article. And you kind of have to, as an older guy, step back and say, well, you're right. You're damn right. They did miss the boat on that. It was supposed to be about Harley promoting the motorcycle enthusiast part rather than promoting the image of rebellion and stuff, because that just isn't the psyche of today's new rider. It ain't the psyche of the country anymore. And with them being on that bandwagon, they actually, you know what? They actually move themselves into a position where it's going to be hard to get out of it because their branding works so good. And then he goes on, let's see here. Riding and playing a part of a stereotypical HD biker, and this is what he claims is the equivalent of cruising the boulevard in a 1976 Camaro, which, hey, what's wrong with a 1976 Camaro, baby? Drunk with the six-pack of Coors in the center console, sporting a mullet haircut. Wait a second. Gotta stop you right there. Gotta stop you. 70s, the mullet wasn't, popular. That was 80s, by the way. And stopping at the local burger joint to pick a fight with an opposing high school's football team. Are you sure you're not watching too much Dazed and Confused? Just asking for a friend's cousin's mother's brother, okay? It seems absurd and outdated. It absolutely is, and that's exactly how the millennial generation perceives Harley riders. I already know they perceived Harley riders as grandpas, geriatrics here. But does he have a point? They did go through a different type of school system than we did. We believed more in freedom, where maybe they don't. And I'm not bashing on anybody here. I'm just asking a simple question about the mindset. The mindset is all I'm asking about here. Not trying to bash you youngins. Even though people say, well, everybody's dying off in the Harley brand. It's been shown, even the younger ones who've been in motorcycling have it in their blood, they eventually go to the cruiser class and get into a Harley or an Indian. So I don't know how much truth is in that. I really don't. I don't know how much truth is in that their clientele's dying off. Continuing here. Let's see here. Continuing. So let's get to the heart of the matter here, HD. It's your marketing. I'm no millennial, but I'm in the prime of my buying age. Marketing to millennials and even Gen Xers, and I have to disagree with that. Gen Xers shouldn't even be put in with the millennials. We think different. We came up in a different time period. So I don't believe. Unlike Indy and Ducati, though, you have the added challenge of trying to figure out how to unmarket to the same audience you successfully marketed for the past 30 years. Because it's them, those people. It's like an us versus them type argument. You see where it's coming now? Different ideology. Not the bikes themselves that are making motorcycle enthusiasts run straight into the arms of your competitors. Do you buy that argument? Do you think that Harley has branded itself so much to the rebellious side that there's no way that they're going to bring back younger people? Now, we also have to admit, after Gen Xers, the whole ideology of you have to own an American bike is out the window. They do not care where it's made. They just want the reliability. And let's face it, Japanese, German, English, Italian. They got some reliable bikes, and they're priced right. You're not going to mortgage your house to get a Harley Davidson. So, should Harley Davidson, instead of trying to cater to younger ones, should they cater to an age group that they know that they're going to get? And we're talking 40s to 55 demographics there. Ones that actually can afford the motorcycle. You know, after the 2023 line came out, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, they're not trying to get the younger ones. They can put up all the riding schools they want around the country. But until they get that price point for entry-level bikes going, they done lost as soon as they come out on paper. Maybe stick with that age demographic where you know they have the money. I don't know. What do you all think? Do you think these reasons are acceptable to why people are not choosing Harleys anymore? Let me know in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We have a video every Monday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Rock on. And don't forget to subscribe to Insane Wheel. Everything Harley talk, motorcycle related, motorcycle talk. It's going to be a great time over there. Thanks for watching, and check out the longer version of the videos.